really good opportunity to practice the dry brush, to kind of get your hand in the mode. And all you're doing is you start heavy and just lighten up as you go, just kind of like a semicircle. So now I did these kind of heavy just so that the dye didn't take too long to build up. But you can kind of see that yellow taking place. And then I just kind of figure out what color do I want to fade into. Usually if I'm doing leaf stems, they're obviously a greenish, depending on if it's fall, like this is kind of a fall color, the orangey and reddish. But green is usually in there somewhere. And you have to be kind of careful with the green because it will overpower if you don't thin it out very well. So let me see if I can find.
They need to make those kind of dyes with an eyedropper inside.
Well,
because it's almost impossible to pour that without it just going.
This one right here.
No,
This one.
yeah, is that it?
At least that's what happens to
Thank you
me.
very
I
much.
use a syringe.
You know, I actually used to use droppers that I got from Walmart. They were glass. But then I figured, well, if I drop one, I'm gonna have dye everywhere and glass to boot. So.
I was in the
Ready-made
back
tattoo?
room, I didn't see it.
Oh yeah, I was telling everybody I bought these from Sally's. 79 cents a piece. Yep.
Where'd you say you got those?
Sally's
Sally's
hair supply.
Supply?
Really? Because
And
I've been
if-
using baby drops, the little plastic ones,
Yeah.
First thing I
and
did
they come
was
with
shake
either
it
blue
up.
or pink tips, and I can label those. And I've been using them graduated, so I
For
know
boy or
exactly
girl?
how. Yeah.
And that's what I do. They are graduated, but I leave the label on so I can write on them and
Right.
tell me what color it is.
I use insulin syringes, but I'm afraid I'm going to poke myself with one.
Well,
Yeah, I mean-
that's what I used. I was trying to match a pair of boots
This
to
is,
dye a belt one
Teenage
time, and I needed to be able to
Teenage
duplicate
Yep.
it
I'm sorry,
when I
missed
hit the
first
color
one. I
right.
had no business in
It
it.
helped me tremendously.
That's all right.
I'm kind of weird. I put in like a teaspoon and then a certain number of drops. You know?
Yeah, see, and if you're looking at not that book, the other book, is that one? That one actually has
Big color chart.
a color chart that's on leather.
Wow.
And Al Stolman basically said, okay, for this color, you need this many drops and this much drops of. It's laid out really, really nice. Now I don't use that, but if you do use it, once you have it out and use it, put it in somewhere dark because.
Now, George, wasn't that at the time of the COVID dye zone? It was the real old dyes, I don't think, not quite the same thing.
It was a solvent dye, I think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
based on solvent dye.
And the problem is today with our federal
With the
government.
EPA,
And the
yeah.
EPA and all that, the old days of the solvent dye are just about over.
Yeah.
Which means stock up.
Well, there's an old one. Son of a gun.
Look at the price on that.
You know, Marlon,
89
you
cents.
probably never thought about this.
I
before,
probably
but
worked
think
for
you
him in
just
those
discovered where
days.
the Lindbergh ransom note came from.
Oh. Too bad they didn't find that baby in time. I'll tell you.
Man.
But this is what I'm talking about. See, I'm putting the green on top of the yellow, and now you have to kind of wait to let the alcohol dry out to see what it's going to really look like. Right now, it just looks like it's wet.
How long does it take to dry?
All right, couple seconds. It doesn't really take that long. It depends on how much.
Green is
How much
real
you put in.
pale too. isn't it?
Yeah, and I got a really light green. I might put a little bit more in there just to. But I typically do it light like that because I gradually build a color.
Easier to add more, huh?
It's easy to add more. It's hard to get too much off. Put a few more drops in there. And get in the habit of topping your dyes up Anybody that's worked with this stuff long enough,
Yep.
there's always an accident.
Yep.
Usually with red or black.
And it's always right in the middle of your piece.
Always. Dye never falls on the floor.
I've dumped 2 bottles of black, USMC black on my bench,
no.
2 separate occasions.
Yeah. And that stuff is
Over at
penetrable.
the
Didn't
Irving
get the
store,
leather either time.
over at the Irving store where we used to go, somebody had dumped red and didn't clean it up and didn't tell anybody.
Oh, my.
We found out Tuesday night.
Oh.
It was, we had it all over us. It was pretty bad.
When was that, this week?
No, this is,
It's kind of like
they
machinist
don't allow
dike.
us over there.
One little drop of it will be all over the whole building.
But then one guy did make a spill, and he felt so bad about it, he went home in his wood shop and made these awesome oak little holders with the holes in them for all your bottles to set in. And I mean, this thing is like heavy duty.
Wow.
I mean, he's put a fine finish on there and put clear on them, and they were beautiful. He said, "Here, feel so bad." So I don't screw up anymore.
Come over to my house and make a spill.
Give them something else to mess up. Here, tear this up. Fix it.